Matt's Garage, and I am privileged to be in Phoenix, Arizona in January, working on my son's 2010 Chevy Malibu. Now, the presenting problem is this, that the turn signal, especially turning left, it doesn't turn off, meaning that the turn signal, is supposed to click back up when you're done making the turn. It stays blinking. And so a couple things here. We are going to try to do a fix where we actually fix the lever itself without any cost. And if that doesn't work, we'll simply replace the lever. It's about $47 at O'Reilly's. Okay, first thing you do is these Chevy Malibus have really nice adjustment on the steering wheel. So this is a tilt for a steering wheel, up and down, but you can also pull out. So simply pull it out, and you'll need a 7mm socket. There are 3 bolts underneath, and we're going to take those out. Okay, once you do that, the plastic bezel will separate from the top. There we go. All right, you just push in on the bottom. Okay, to separate the two plastic parts, what I found is you put pressure in right here with your thumb or whatever, put pressure in, and then the two separate. Now this top panel, you can just leave it up there, and the bottom one then can simply drop down. There we go. Now we have access to this. So this is what we're replacing. Okay, there's 2 little clips, one here, one top and bottom. And the key is you just have to get a small straight edge and click them in there. I already did the top, and it pulls out. And then the next thing is to take off the wiring harness, and that too is very simple. There's just 2 clips here. You just push in. There we go. Don't force it. If you force it, you're doing it incorrectly. Here, you just push right there, and it comes out. Okay, so here it is. Very simple part. You can, again, buy this assembly for 47 bucks at O'Reilly's. Probably cheaper online. We're going to try to take this apart though, and we'll take this cover off and physically try to fix this. It's worth a try. Now, I am not a professional. I'm a backyard mechanic. Please fix your car at your own risk. But for me, this is definitely worth a try to save some money. Okay, what we're going to do is take off the top cover. Be careful, keep everything level. You don't want to be losing any parts, but we're just going to take these 4 Phillips screws off the top. Okay, I'm going to carefully pull this off. And if you can see underneath here, here's your trick. These are metal strips, and you can see they're bent. And that is the culprit. We're just going to flip that over, and it'll wear on the other side. It should give us some more life in this. Good. Okay, so there's little clips here, and you just have to pull a little bit on the metal clip, and it becomes detached on one side, and then you can do the same with this other side. Like that. Now you can see that the bottom end, how would I put it? It's kind of flatter on top, and then the bottom end there is towards the bottom. So we're just going to turn it 180 degrees and then put it in place. Okay, that's it. Okay, now put it back exact same way you took it off. This clicks in like that. It's a keeper, it kind of holds that in place, just like that. And we'll put the lid back on. Okay. All right, now we're going to put it back in place. Okay, we're going to put it back together. I try to make it a habit of using the bulb grease, so you can use this for any electrical component. But it just makes sure that the electric contacts are good. And it's going to squeeze a little bit out. There it is. Don't need very much. Just going to cover the contacts with it. Just coat the contacts and might as well. Right, you're going to put the wire harnesses in place first. They just click in place. Okay, and this then goes in place. Okay, it's in place. And I want to check and make sure the turn signals are working, and then we'll button this up. Okay, left is working, right is working. We'll have to see driving it if they turn off. Okay, that's looking good. I just make sure the lights work. We'll have to just test all the components of this too. I'm pretty sure everything's fine. Okay, so what we're going to do now is simply put the cowling back together. Okay, I'm putting this back together. I struggled a little bit, but I think I figured it out. The key is to get this bottom cowling, the bolts started, do that first and then get the top one back in place. But I had to lock the steering wheel. When the steering wheel was loose, I could not line it up, but I locked it and I got the bolt started right away. Now I'm going to loosen it, and now I'll get the top put in place. And there's kind of on the top part, there's a hinge right here where that hooks on something, and then it just pulls itself down. Okay. Also, too, please notice that the cowling goes over the, like a better word, just the bezel of the actual switch. Doesn't go under, but the cowling goes over it. The switch part is on the inside. Okay, everything's back in place. The cowling's exactly the way it should be. And again, notice this is on the outside, the lever part's on the inside. And I'm just going to tighten up the 3 bolts on the bottom. All right, here's the test. Left turn signal. It's on. And the test is whether it turns itself off once I make the turn. And it did. It turned off. So the fix worked. Saved about 50 bucks. And if you got any value out of this video, please hit like. Please also subscribe to Scott's Garage. And look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a great day.